welcome back to Camp Shack Productions. Today we are going to be testing out the Muzen portable speaker, and I figured what better way than to do it with the ultimate winter sport, sledding. It's called the Mini Wild portable Bluetooth speaker that is supposed to be allowed or used for like hiking trails, outdoor activities. So I figured what better way to put this thing to the test than run it through some sledding, the most difficult sport of all. So let's see how this thing actually does. This thing claims to be waterproof. It's supposed to be basically indestructible. Waterproof, it's supposed to be drop resistant, you're supposed to be able to hammer it. So as you can see, I'm out on the sled hill, and I figured let's test this thing out. But first, let's actually test it out. Okay, so it's connecting. Kind of loud, right? So this thing actually connects really quickly. I used it for about 2.5 hours yesterday and then charged it today for about an hour and a half. So I haven't fully run it out of battery yet. I have used it a bunch, and for as compact as it is, it really packs a punch. And that big volume knob will be helpful. But I could also see with it being that big, if it's rubbing around on your bag, that you could be moving it back and forth. It also has a mute function, and you can put it back to playing. But let's see how this thing does under some extreme sledding conditions. What do you guys say? I figure we're gonna go sledding. Not bad. Sledding is a lot more fun than people give it credit for. Okay, so if you hit the mute button for too long, after a certain period of time, it does shut off. And again, pretty loud. So this company boasts that this thing is waterproof and impact resistant. Sorry, I thought I did something. It was just the songs changing. So I figured let's test that in one swoop. What do y'all say? So, here we go. That snow is definitely going to affect things. Look, somebody made a beautiful snow angel over here. Alright, so now that we know that it is waterproof and it can take an impact, because we just threw it about 10 yards, let's see how it does in a serious water impact. Alright, let's take it, drop it. I can still hear it. Can you guys still hear it? It's still in there for sure. Alright.
I can see the blessings. I can feel your presence.
Alright. It was struggling for a second there until I banged some of the snow and ice out of it. But I mean, look at that thing. It's definitely sopping wet. And it worked the whole time it was in the hole. Alright, so one thing I want to make painstakingly clear about something like this. Personally, I don't think that there is a place for this on the hiking trail. I think if you're out and you're hiking or backpacking, people are out in those places to get away. And just because you want to listen to music doesn't mean everybody does. So I tried to walk way away from everybody. I'm trying to be as far away from people as I can just to show you guys this. And the reason I chose this is because I thought it was ridiculous. But if you want to listen to music on the trail or while you're backpacking, get a set of these. Get some earbuds, get some AirPods, get something that is a wireless Bluetooth system. Put it in your ear, only do one, so that way you can still be aware of sounds and things going on around you, so nobody comes running up behind you screaming avalanche and you don't hear it because you got both your Beats in or your AirPods or whatever you kids are listening to these days. But this thing would be obnoxious. If I'm hiking up a trail behind you and you have this thing playing, I'm probably going to talk shit about you later on. And I'm sorry, it's just true. I think that this absolutely has some places outdoors, but do I think it should be attached to your backpack while you're hiking in the wilderness or while you're out doing things in places where people are in public? No, I don't think so. I think you can do much better. And overall, I'm impressed with the quality of this. So it has nothing to do with that. It's, again, just being respectful to those people that are around you. And you don't need this. You can just put it in your ear and listen that way. So, sorry, old man rant over. Let's actually go someplace. Let's go to the office. Let's talk about the specs of this thing. Let's talk about the price of this thing. And let me show you some places where I do actually think this would be really cool and really good to use. When you're changing out of your sledding boots into your tennis shoes in the parking lot, someplace where maybe other people would have their stereos playing, something like that, but I don't have to worry about draining my battery, and I can turn the volume up, turn it down really easy, and I can skip songs.
And there's nobody out there.
Or go back to songs.
And there's nobody.
So, parking lot, appropriate place to listen to a Bluetooth speaker. A couple places that I do think this thing would come in super handy. First of all, we have been using it around our house to play music all over the place, and it's super nice because it's very portable and you can move it anywhere you want, into the bathroom, into the front room, into the bedroom, into your office, wherever. So, and it's loud, it's nice, it sounds good. All right, another place that you would be able to use this, when you're barbecuing, in your backyard, in your garage, someplace like that where you would normally have music if you had a party going on. This thing puts out enough sound to be able to put out music for a party for sure. All right, a couple places you could definitely use this in the outdoors. If you're out in the middle of the desert and you're the only ones around and you and your buddies or you and your friends are having a bunch of beers and having a party night, this would be awesome to be able to turn on music and just know that even if it rains or anything like that, if it's out in the dirt, it's going to do just fine. So this thing would be really awesome for like car camping. If you're up in the middle of the mountains in the Forest Service, and again, it's a place where you would turn on your car stereo, this thing would be awesome. If you don't have a decent stereo in your car and you want to actually have a Bluetooth connected speaker in your car, just having this in your dash and playing music would actually sound really good. But again, please don't use it on the trail. I mean, there's lots of places you could use it, but we don't need your music hanging from your backpack. Listen to it in your ear. So again, this is the Muzen Mini Wild, and it is $89 on Amazon. And for the abuse that I put it through and what it's worth, I think this thing is actually pretty cool. Now, it's $89. It's $90. There is a JBL speaker that's bigger than this that will put out probably similar sound. I mean, it's the one that basically ejects out of the Toyotas if you've got a Toyota, and it's only $49.99. So, if you do want to pick one of these up, there is a link. And if you're looking for something that's super cool, kind of retro looking, super solid, I mean, this thing feels like a brick. It weighs half a pound, a little bit over half a pound. And I think for what you get, I mean, it sounds good. It's really compact. It's much smaller than the JBL speaker. And, it's pretty awesome. So if you want to pick one up, there will be a link. I am an Amazon affiliate and you can get this there. But I mean, for what it's worth, the big chunky buttons, the ability to be able to use this when it's cold. I mean, I had it out in super cold temperatures. I was throwing it in the snow, burying it. And once I got the snow out of the speaker that needs to vibrate, it sounded great again, and it did just fine. So it's definitely bomber. I mean, you can take this thing and drop it and pick it up and know that it's going to work. And, you know, kind of like I was talking about, there's lots of places you can use this. So if you want to pick one up, use my Amazon affiliate link, make me a little money for the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And, you know, if you think that there's a better speaker out there, let me know. Muzen, you have a really cool speaker. It's a Bluetooth speaker radio. I think it's the mini radio. If you want to send me one of those, please do. And guys, remember, they did send me this, but this is my honest review. They're not paying me or anything. They just sent it to me to review because they thought you might like it, and I thought you might like it. So if you guys want to send me that, I think that's really cool because it's Bluetooth and it's a radio. So when all hell breaks loose and the world goes down, we'll still be able to listen to the radio because that's the only thing that'll really work anymore. Y'all, if you enjoyed this video, please go down, hit the like button. If you're feeling super generous, subscribe. Otherwise, I will see you all back in the next video. All right, be well, my friends. $90. I mean, decide. It's got an 8-hour battery life according to the website, and it's again pretty solid. Doesn't seem to be able to be broken. So real quick, one place that you should not use a speaker like this is in a normal campground. If it's a Forest Service campground, if it's a campground that people pay for and they're close to you, don't turn on a speaker. Turn on your Bluetooth speaker. We'll get the camp host, whoever they are, to come over and tell you to turn it off, or they're going to ask you to leave. How do I know this? It's happened to me twice.